Do you think you need a sprawling backyard to enjoy the experience of picking fresh fruit straight from the branch? The truth is, a sunny patio and the right compact tree are all you actually need to start harvesting this year. Trying to force a tropical plant to survive a freezing winter will only lead to frustration, which is why matching the plant to your specific region is the secret to success. Today, we are exploring 15 excellent dwarf fruit trees, carefully organized by your climate zone. We will cover the ideal pot materials, practical care routines, and the nutritional value of each harvest so you can grow a thriving patio orchard. Let us jump right into the list. The cold climate champions, USDA zones 3 through 5. For these tough northern varieties, the best time to get them in the dirt is early spring. Planting just after the ground thaws gives the roots plenty of time to settle in before the heat of summer arrives. Kicking off our cold weather group is the Dwarf Honeycrisp apple. If you want a perfect balance of sweet and tart flavors right on your patio, this tree is an absolute must-have. Unlike delicate varieties that need to be babied, the Honeycrisp is genetically wired to endure freezing winters, making it a highly reliable producer for northern gardens. When it comes to getting this set up, you will want to choose a 15 to 20-gallon heavy-duty resin container. Resin is fantastic because it will not crack under the pressure of severe freezing and thawing cycles like traditional clay might. Because the tree naturally tops out at a manageable height of 8 to 10 feet, it fits beautifully into compact spaces. Just keep in mind that this variety requires a partner for cross-pollination. You will need to plant a compatible tree like a Fuji nearby, or simply purchase a multi-grafted tree if your patio is incredibly tight. The real secret to success with this apple lies in your winter care routine. While the upper canopy thrives in the freezing cold, the root system trapped inside a pot is highly vulnerable. To prevent the roots from freezing solid, wrap the outside of the container in bubble wrap or slide it against a south-facing brick wall to absorb radiant heat. This simple insulation trick guarantees your tree wakes up healthy and ready to bloom in the spring. Once those apples ripen, your efforts will be heavily rewarded. Not only do you get that famous explosive crunch, but each apple is packed with vitamin C, dietary fiber, and quercetin within the skin to actively support your brain health. Next up is the Carmine Jewel Dwarf Cherry. Instead of growing into a massive overhead canopy, this plant naturally takes on a dense and manageable bush shape. It yields gorgeous dark red fruit with a rich flavor that perfectly balances traditional pie cherry tartness with enough natural sugar to enjoy fresh right off the branch. Preparing a home for this plant is very straightforward. You will want a 15-gallon breathable fabric grow bag rather than a traditional hard pot. A fabric bag naturally air prunes the roots, preventing them from circling and keeping the bush incredibly vigorous and healthy. It typically reaches a maximum height of 6 to 8 feet, making harvesting a breeze without ever needing a ladder. Even better, you only need one of these bushes because the Carmine Jewel is entirely self-pollinating. The biggest challenge you will face has nothing to do with the weather or the soil. While the plant resists most common diseases with ease, it acts as an absolute magnet for local birds. You have to drape a protective net over the foliage the moment you see the first cherries begin to blush red. If you skip this step, a flock of birds will easily strip your entire harvest in a single afternoon. If you protect the fruit and provide deep watering during dry spells, you will end up with an incredible bounty. Nutritionally, these cherries are packed with protective anthocyanins and naturally occurring melatonin, which has been shown to help regulate healthy sleep cycles. Our third plant is the Dwarf Mount Royal Plum. This European blue plum is a fantastic producer that springs to life with impressive vigor the moment the snow finally melts. It gives you dense, meaty plums that are exceptionally sweet, making them incredibly versatile for eating fresh, canning, or drying. Setting up your patio for this tree is very simple. To accommodate the strong root structure and the heavy weight of the fruit, you will want to use a sturdy 20-gallon glazed ceramic pot. A heavy ceramic base is crucial here because it prevents the top-heavy tree from tipping over during a strong summer breeze. It usually reaches a height of 8 to 10 feet, fitting nicely into a bright corner of your yard. You do not have to worry about finding a second tree to partner with it, because this variety pollinates itself. The most important thing to understand about the Mount Royal is its natural tendency to overproduce. It wants to give you hundreds of plums, but to prevent the branches from snapping under the sheer weight of the crop, you have to practice fruit thinning. Removing about 1/3 of the young green plums early in the season forces the tree to channel its energy into the remaining fruit. This prevents exhaustion and guarantees significantly larger, sweeter plums by harvest time. The health benefits of your final crop are notable, offering a great source of vitamin K, potassium, and sorbitol, which is a natural plant compound that actively supports a healthy digestive system. Wrapping up the cold weather group is the Dwarf Bartlett pear. This is a traditional favorite known for producing large fruit with a smooth, buttery texture and a deeply sweet flavor. It features an upright growth habit that adds a beautiful, elegant vertical element to your patio space. When planning your layout, you should select a tall 20-gallon fiberglass planter. Pear trees naturally send their roots straight down rather than spreading wide, and a deep fiberglass pot provides that necessary vertical space while remaining lightweight enough to easily shift around your patio. It generally grows to a height of 10 to 12 feet, though regular summer pruning will easily keep it shorter. To guarantee a proper harvest, this tree does require a cross-pollinator, so planting a different pear variety nearby is necessary. Because of its vertical growth pattern, your main maintenance task involves pruning the branches into an open center shape. Think of it like shaping a wide funnel. This allows adequate sunlight to penetrate the middle of the canopy, so the interior fruit ripens evenly and perfectly. Remember to harvest your pears while they are still slightly green and firm, letting them ripen naturally indoors for the absolute best texture. Your final harvest will provide an exceptional amount of pectin, a soluble fiber that is highly beneficial for protecting your intestinal tract and supporting overall gut health. Before we move into the temperate zones, I want to hear from my northern gardeners. Are you braving the freezing winters in zones 3 through 5? Let me know in the comments which of these cold weather champions you are going to plant first. And if you are getting value out of this video so far, please take a second to hit that like button to support the channel. The temperate sweet spot, USDA zones 6 through 8. For gardeners in these moderate zones, autumn is the ultimate planting window. The soil stays warm enough to encourage deep root expansion before the tree goes into its winter dormancy. Moving into the temperate zones, we have the Dwarf Bonanza peach. This tree is an absolute visual treat in the spring, bursting into a cloud of pink blossoms before developing full-sized, wonderfully juicy freestone peaches. It is a true genetic dwarf that naturally stays very small, typically maxing out at just 5 to 6 feet tall. For patio growing, a 20-gallon standard plastic nursery pot is ideal, but you need to be very mindful of the intense summer heat. This brings us to a helpful technique called double potting. A dark plastic pot sitting in the afternoon sun can turn into an oven, baking the tender roots inside. To prevent this, just place your plastic planting pot inside a slightly larger decorative wooden crate or a thick ceramic shell. This creates a pocket of air between the two layers, completely insulating the root zone from the intense solar heat. You also do not need to worry about buying a second tree because this variety pollinates itself, making it perfect for tight spaces. Pair this cooling method with a potting mix that drains quickly, and your tree will have the perfect environment to channel its energy into growing sweet, tender fruit. Every peach you harvest is rich in vitamin A and beta-carotene, which are fantastic natural compounds for supporting healthy skin and clear vision. At number 6, we have the brown turkey fig. If you are a beginner looking for a highly forgiving plant, this is exactly where you should start. It develops a very robust root system, and produces beautiful mahogany-colored fruits with a sweet strawberry-colored interior. You can expect it to reach a height of 6 to 8 feet, and because it is completely self-pollinating, one tree on your patio is plenty. For the best results, use a 15-gallon unglazed terracotta pot. Interestingly, fig trees actually prefer to have their roots slightly restricted, and the porous nature of terracotta helps the soil breathe, naturally preventing excessive root expansion. This gentle constriction signals the tree to stop growing foliage and start focusing heavily on fruit production. Make sure to blend a good amount of coarse pumice into your potting soil to guarantee fast drainage. A reliable care rule here is to only soak the pot when the top 2 inches of soil feel completely dry. During the peak of summer, you can employ a great expert trick. Pinch off the delicate tips of the newest leafy growth. This forces the plant to divert its energy directly into ripening the figs much faster. Your fresh harvest will serve as a wonderful plant-based source of dietary fiber, calcium, and magnesium, making these figs an incredibly smart addition to your daily routine. Number 7 is the Dwarf Necta Z nectarine. Think of this as the smooth, fuzz-free relative to the traditional peach. It yields lovely fruit with deep ruby red skin and golden yellow flesh that literally drips with sweet juice. This miniature tree maintains a very low profile, typically growing only 4 to 6 feet tall. Being self-pollinating, it stands perfectly well on its own without taking up valuable patio space. You should plant your Necta Z in a 20-gallon fabric grow bag filled with highly fertile soil. Nectarines absolutely hate sitting in wet soil, and a fabric container guarantees that excess moisture drains away instantly, keeping the root system perfectly healthy. However, there is one major care requirement you must keep in mind to be successful. This specific tree is quite vulnerable to a fungal issue known as peach leaf curl. To keep this from destroying your foliage, you need to spray the bare branches with a natural copper fungicide or neem oil during the late autumn after the leaves drop. Applying a second coating in late winter just before the new buds begin to swell is also highly recommended. Staying ahead of this issue guarantees a pristine canopy and a highly reliable summer harvest. From a nutritional standpoint, these fresh nectarines are packed with lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 compounds that are highly sought after for supporting and protecting long-term eye health. Coming in at number 8 is the Dwarf Wonderful Pomegranate. This plant acts as a stunning focal point on any patio, featuring bright orange tubular flowers that naturally draw in hummingbirds. It produces beautiful red fruit on a surprisingly compact frame. Reaching a mature height of only 3 to 5 feet, it is one of the smallest options on our list. It is entirely self-pollinating, so a single 15-gallon clay pot is a comfortable home for this desert native. Clay is the perfect material here because it mimics the dry, arid environments pomegranates love, allowing the soil to breathe and dry out efficiently between soakings. While the tree tolerates drought very well, the secret to a great harvest lies in how you manage water when the fruit is actually developing. If you let the potting soil dry out completely and then suddenly flood it with water, the rapid rush of moisture will cause the ripening pomegranates to split wide open right on the branch. Maintaining a steady, consistent level of soil moisture during the late summer is the absolute key to harvesting perfectly intact fruit that is bursting with sweet seeds. Pruning out dead interior twigs occasionally will maintain good airflow and keep the plant healthy. Pomegranates are well known for their incredible antioxidant properties, loaded with vitamin C and potent polyphenols that offer massive cardiovascular support. At number 9, we have the Dwarf Fuyu Persimmon. Unlike older, softer varieties, the Fuyu is entirely non-astringent, meaning you can bite right into it while the flesh is still firm and crisp like an apple. Beyond the tasty fruit, the tree itself offers massive ornamental value with leaves that turn a fiery orange in the autumn. It typically grows to a height of 8 to 10 feet and is a self-pollinating tree. Because this plant develops a very deep taproot, You should choose a tall 20-gallon thick resin container. Resin is durable enough to hold the massive volume of soil required for a taproot without making the pot too heavy to shift around your deck. The Fuyu persimmon is remarkably sturdy and requires very little intervention from the gardener. It naturally resists most common pests and needs almost no structural pruning. Just provide it with plenty of sunshine and consistent moisture, and it will quietly go about the business of producing bright orange fruits that hang beautifully on the bare branches late into the fall season. Just remember to handle the root ball gently when you first transplant it to avoid setting the plant back. Your autumn harvest will provide a fantastic dose of manganese, vitamin A, and powerful flavonoids that actively combat cellular aging throughout your body. That wraps up our temperate favorites. If you are lucky enough to garden in zones 6 through 8, drop a comment and let me know if you have ever tried growing a fig or a peach tree in a container. And if you are loving these tips, make sure to smash that subscribe button so we can keep growing together as we move on to the tropics. The tropical and subtropical stars, USDA zones 9 through 11. To give these warm weather varieties the best start, plant them in the winter or very early spring. This allows their roots to establish a solid foundation before the intense summer heat sets in. Number 10 is the Meyer lemon, widely considered the premier choice for container citrus. This tree is a brilliant natural cross between a lemon and a mandarin orange, resulting in a thin-skinned fruit with sweet, low-acid juice. Its blossoms are so fragrant, they will perfume your entire yard. It usually reaches 5 to 7 feet tall and is completely self-pollinating. A 15-gallon lightweight fiberglass pot on caster wheels works perfectly to house this vibrant tree. For those living in areas where it gets cold, you will likely need to roll this tree indoors for the winter, so having a mobile, lightweight container is a massive lifesaver. This introduces the challenge of spider mites, as the dry air inside a house is their ideal breeding ground. To manage this naturally, take your tree to the shower or use a hose outdoors every weekend to spray down the foliage. This blasts away dust and dislodges any pests before they become an infestation. Meyer lemons are also heavy nitrogen feeders, so applying a quality citrus fertilizer from spring through late summer is necessary to keep the leaves looking dark green. Always let the top few inches of soil dry out completely before you water again to prevent the roots from rotting. The final lemons offer an outstanding nutritional profile, delivering massive amounts of vitamin C to support your immune system. At number 11, we have the Calamandan orange. This is a very tough citrus tree that boasts an impressive ability to handle an intense, blazing sun without wilting. It produces small fruits with a very tart interior and a surprisingly sweet peel, making it a favorite for culinary marinades and homemade preserves. Growing only 4 to 6 feet tall, it stays quite small and is entirely self-pollinating. Plant this resilient tree in a 15-gallon decorative glazed ceramic container. Because it looks so beautiful year-round, pairing it with a high-quality ceramic pot turns it into a permanent focal point for your outdoor living space. It naturally grows into a dense, rounded shape, meaning you rarely have to prune it for aesthetic reasons. The absolute best trick to keeping a Calamandan productive is frequent harvesting. The tree uses the physical presence of fruit to dictate its blooming cycle. If you leave all the oranges hanging on the branch, the plant assumes its work is done for the season. By picking the fruit as soon as it ripens, you continuously trigger the tree to push out fresh flushes of fragrant white flowers. It is a highly dynamic plant that actually thrives on active harvesting and easily handles the intense heat waves that would stress out more delicate citrus varieties. Calamandans are a great natural source of potassium, calcium, and vitamin C. Number 12 is the key lime. This tree captures the true feeling of the tropics, delivering a highly aromatic, tart juice that is a strict requirement for authentic baking and cocktail crafting. It typically reaches a height of 6 to 8 feet and is a fully self-pollinating variety. You will want to use a 15-gallon container to start. A A very helpful tip for this specific plant is to choose a thick, dark-colored plastic pot. The dark plastic actively absorbs the sun rays and helps keep the root zone incredibly warm, which is important because this plant really despises the cold. A common mistake people make with key limes is misunderstanding yellow leaves. If you see the foliage turning yellow while the leaf veins remain distinctly green, your tree is likely suffering from a magnesium deficiency rather than a lack of water. Applying a liquid kelp or seaweed fertilizer will quickly restore that healthy green color. Give this tree as much direct sunlight as possible and protect it fiercely from sudden drops in temperature, as it is very sensitive to frost. Once established, the limes you pick contain highly beneficial flavonoids and limonoids, which work to actively support healthy blood circulation. Coming in at number 13 is the Dwarf Wurtz avocado. This is the only true genetic dwarf avocado available on the market, producing medium-sized fruit with a creamy texture and a distinct nutty flavor. Growing to a height of 8 to 10 feet, it is a self-pollinating tree that fits perfectly on a warm patio. Because avocado roots expand rapidly and need constant room to breathe, using a spacious 25-gallon air pruning container is your best bet. An air pruning pot has small holes all around the sides, allowing massive amounts of oxygen to reach the root ball and preventing the roots from suffocating. Soil structure is a critical factor here. Avocado roots demand an enormous amount of oxygen and will rot very quickly if left in dense, wet soil. Blending your standard potting mix with a heavy dose of large chunk perlite will guarantee the proper drainage. Additionally, the green bark on young avocado trees is highly susceptible to sunburn. To prevent the bark from cracking under the tropical sun, you can brush a diluted mixture of white latex paint and water directly onto the exposed trunk to act as a protective sunscreen. Always check the soil moisture with your bare hands before watering, making sure the pot has dried out sufficiently between soakings. Avocados are highly nutritious, providing heart-healthy monounsaturated fats, vitamin E, and plenty of potassium. At number 14, we have the dwarf coggeshall mango. Often referred to as the ideal patio mango, this tree features a remarkably tight and compact canopy. It produces fruit with smooth, sweet flesh that practically melts in your mouth without any stringy fibers. You only need one tree since it is completely self-pollinating, and it will comfortably top out around 8 to 10 feet tall. A 20-gallon wooden half-barrel is the absolute right size to support this tropical tree. Wood acts as a fantastic natural insulator, keeping the roots cool during the intense summer heat while providing a wide, stable base for the heavy tropical canopy. During the warm summer months, the coggeshall is a very heavy feeder and will readily consume fertilizer to build its canopy and develop fruit. However, the true expert trick to getting a mango tree to produce a heavy crop actually happens during the winter. You need to slightly restrict its water intake during those cooler months. Creating this mild, temporary drought stress acts as a biological switch, signaling the tree that it is time to reproduce. When spring arrives and you resume regular watering, the tree will respond with a spectacular flush of flowers that will eventually become your summer harvest. Mangoes offer an excellent dose of folate and natural digestive enzymes like amylase, making them a fantastic healthy treat. Finally, at number 15, we have the dwarf Cavendish banana. This plant brings an instant tropical aesthetic to any space with its massive, sweeping leaves, and it produces the familiar sweet bananas you find at the grocery store. It grows rapidly to a height of 8 to 10 feet and is entirely self-pollinating. Because of its explosive growth rate, you should start with a massive 25-gallon heavy-duty plastic tub. Bananas consume water at a very high rate, and a thick plastic container excels at locking moisture inside the soil, ensuring the plant never dries out during a heat wave. Feeding them consistently during the heat of summer is key to getting a good harvest. You must place the container in a protected corner of your patio, as those giant leaves catch the wind very easily and will tear in a strong gust. It is also helpful to understand the unique life cycle of a banana plant. Once the main central stalk produces a heavy rack of fruit and the harvest is complete, that stem will slowly fade away. Do not panic, because it will immediately be replaced by a vigorous new shoot that comes up from the root system to take over, giving you a continuous cycle of fresh fruit. Bananas are a great source of quick energy, packed with easily digestible carbohydrates and vitamin B6. Your local climate is never a barrier. It is simply a guide that shows you exactly which plants are destined to thrive in your space. Harvesting fresh fruit from your own patio is entirely possible this year when you match the right tree to your environment. Drop a comment below and let me know what climate zone you are planting in so we can share some ideas. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button to keep up with more gardening tips and get those pots ready for a great growing season. I will see you in the next video.